Chapter 6. A rabbit who did not run. Spell. Deep in the forest where the silver-barked trees give way to oaks so old their roots have swallowed the path, there is a rabbit. He's black, not dark brown, not charcoal, not the gray-black of storm clouds. Black the way a closed eye is black. Black the way the space between stars is black. His fur holds no light at all. When he moves through the forest at night, you would not see him unless he wanted you to. Most of the time, he does not want you to. His name, if he has one, is not written in the ledger. The black rabbit does not run. That is the first thing you should know about him. Every other rabbit in every other story is late, is hurrying, is checking a pocket watch and dashing down a hole, not this one. This rabbit moves the way deep water moves, slowly, deliberately, and with more happening underneath than you can see from the surface. He watches. That is what he does. He has watched Wanderland for longer than anyone can say, longer than the queens, longer than the lanterns, maybe longer than the paths themselves. He watches the way a person watches the sky before a storm. Not frightened, not eager, just aware that something is building, aware that the air has weight. Tonight, the black rabbit walked the eastern path. His paws made no sound on the pressed stone. He passed the baker's wall where the first lantern always lit. He passed the stone bridge with its twin lamps. He moved through the village like smoke, present, but impossible to hold. And he watched. He watched a man pause at his own front door, hand on the handle, and stand there for 3 full breaths before going inside. As if the door had asked him a question he was not ready to answer. He watched 2 women stop mid-conversation on the path, look at each other and say nothing for a long moment. Not because they had run out of words, but because the old words suddenly felt too small. He watched a boy sitting on a wall, swinging his legs, staring at the sky with an expression a rabbit had not seen on a child's face in Wanderland before curiosity. The rabbit passed the same stone 3 times. He was not lost. He was Medgerly. This is what he did when change was close. He walked the same ground again and again, feeling for tremors the way a spider feels for vibrations on a web. And tonight, the ground beneath his paws was trembling very slightly, not enough to rattle a cup or wake a sleeping child, but enough for him to know he stopped at the place where the eastern path meets the forest edge. The same edge where the wind had stopped the night before. The oaks stood dark and still above him. Moonlight fell in silver pieces through the branches, but did not quite reach the ground. As if even the light were being careful about where it stepped. The black rabbit blinked once slowly, the way an old door closes. And then he did something he had never done in Wanderland. He sat down. Right in the middle of the path, not at the edge, not in the shadow of a root, not tucked beneath the branch where no one would see, in the center. And he folded his front paws beneath his chest and settled his weight into the earth and went perfectly, completely still. He was done waiting for whatever came next, because it had already arrived. And in the trees above him, where no one was looking, the leaves turned, not with the wind, for there was no wind, but toward him, as if the forest itself had finally found something worth watching.